Oracle. As long as you love me. That song is on my mind. As long as you love me. As long as you love me. Okay, I want to see if the audio is on. So I'm doing a person on your mind. Okay, my headphones are on me. Oh, they're in my bra. Perfect. Okay, we're good. We good. We is good. We is Gucci. Gucci like Stanley Tucci. You know, I used to have a crush on him. I used to have a crush on Stanley Tucci. So random. I don't know. It's like when I have crushes on people, it's not because of the way they look. It's because they have a talent or they did something like a quirk that just like made me go, that's kind of cute. I used to have a crush on Steve Carell, and it was because of his character, the 40-year-old virgin. I know that is so random, but here we are today. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, and that life is being kind to you. People are being kind to you. That all is well. And if it isn't, I hope that everything does get better. So I'm doing up the person on your mind reading, and this reading is going to be very specific because we have different people on our minds, you know, but this is supposed to be a love reading. And we're just going to try to get some things that may help us discern who this person may be. And if this message resonates with you at all, just let me know by hitting the like, giving me a heart, putting something down in the comment section just to confirm how it resonates with you, because that really helps me. Because sometimes I think I'm talking and I'm like, does this resonate with anybody? Because I'm getting all these messages and stuff, and like, really? Okay, naive, that's the full energy or the star energy, but more so the full. It's a naive card. I'm wishing on the stars, follow where you are. Another card came out, nurturing. So when I think of nurturing, it just makes me think of the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like something that you plant and it starts to bud, it starts to grow. And then this card wanted to come out. Anger management. Okay, that's very, like somebody is like, has a very fiery temper. Or there's just somebody who speaks their mind, possibly doesn't have a filter, may have anger issues. Hopefully it's not that, you know. And at the bottom, we have unexpected blessing. So for me, the naive card is just someone who is embodying the full energy, someone who may not have a lot of experience, or is just more open-minded, open-hearted, a risk taker, possibly, but just someone who is just open and down for anything, but nurturing. I said, like, if this person is open and down to something, they're open and down to like planning and setting down roots. This is, when I look at this card, it shows an arrow, but it also shows like a tree, like a bush or something. But I think of this card as the Ace of Pentacles, but I could also call it like the Ace of Pentacles / Ace of Wands because of that arrow right there. So it's like there's passion. They could be passionate. This person may be very passionate. They may come off as having anger issues, but they could just be very, they may have anger issues. I'm not going to like glean over that, but they may have that. But it could be that they may be very outspoken. They speak their mind. They could be very loud. They could be possibly the opposite of an introvert, extrovert. They could be an extrovert. But unexpected blessing. How could that be? We got feminine energy underneath unexpected blessing. And then you see how she has these flowers and stuff. It seems like it could be somebody that you could grow with, someone you could bloom with, you know, so that someone you could build with. So the person on your mind could be somebody like that. You may feel, or they may feel this way about you, that you are a blessing to each other in some way. All right, I want to get more cards out. So that's just what the Life Happens deck. No. Is that the Life Happens deck? Yes, that is the Life Happens Oracle deck. I go into the Coffee Cup Oracle so we could get more. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I do tarot and oracle readings. Okay, rabbit, pregnancy fears. Some of you, or the person you may be dealing with, may have been born the year of the rabbit. Pregnancy and fears. Okay, wow. We did have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have Ace of Wands. And then we have feminine energy. So some of you may be considering having a child. You may already be pregnant. Or there could be a fear. If that's the case, there may be a fear that someone may want to communicate to the person that they may be pregnant, and that they're afraid of how that person may react with the anger management. Hopefully you're not dealing with anybody that has anger issues, because that's stressful. Anything else? The year of the rabbit. When is the year of the rabbit? I like looking that stuff up because it may be significant. It might be a year. The number may be significant. Let's see, the year of the rabbits. Because we're going to be entering the year of the horse on February 17th, the lunar year. But we're still in the year of, I want to say the dragon. It's not the year of the dragon. It's the year of the snake. Year of the rabbits. How come I want to say, I thought I saw a booty cat. I did. I'm thinking about Tweety. I don't know. That may resonate with some of you because I'm thinking about Bugs Bunny now. A cycle in the Chinese zodiac occurring every 12 years, most recently in 2023. So the last time we had the year of a rabbit was in 2023. So this could be somebody you met around 2023. The number 2023 may be significant. Also the number 7. The next time we have the wood of the rabbit is the year of the rabbit is going to be in 2035. But I want to know when's the last year's. So 2023, so it has to be 2011. And then 2000, what's it, 12 years before 2011? I don't know. Wait, I got it. 2011, 1999, 1987, and 1975. Those are the years. So those years may be significant with you. Those could be your birth years. It could be your person's birth year. The number itself could be significant to you. All right, I'd like to throw that extra stuff out there. Hello, how are you? Okay, anything else to add? Oh, moon cycles change. So we're having the next new moon and Capricorn is going to be on the, when is it? Oh my God, I'm getting like these dates and stuff. I like getting like when those stuff comes to me, and because I know it may resonate with somebody. So the next new moon is going to be on the 18th. So tomorrow's the 16th, 17th. So I believe that's a Sunday. Hello, how are you all doing? Okay, so there may be some sort of change that you're currently in the process of going through with this person. There may be like cycles and change. Some of you, with this card and this, some of you may encounter pregnancy, or you may already be pregnant. That may not resonate with all of you. Some of you could be just in childbearing years, you know? Anything else? I know right now the moon is in a waning crescent, and then the moon here is a waning crescent moon. So there may be something that's closing out, something that's being released in your situation, you know? Not exactly sure. With unexpected blessing and that pregnancy, like that may be something, that may be an unexpected blessing in some way for some of you, if that's what you want, especially if there was a fear of infertility. So some of you may be finding something out. Some of you may be getting pregnant, or maybe someone's getting pregnant, or there could be that fear of not being fertile, but possibly something happening, some change, and it's going to require you to be resourceful and have strength, fortitude, especially if this is something that happens unexpectedly. No, this may not resonate with everybody. Okay, and the snake, we are in the year of the snake. So desire and attraction. Apparently, like the person on your mind. If this person is someone that you've just met, and it may not resonate with everybody, that this could possibly be the person that you have a family with, you know? Somebody, I don't know why I'm getting like it, just in case it's someone new. If this is already an established relationship, you're like, whatever this is, whatever change, and pregnancy doesn't necessarily have to be a baby. It could be, maybe you're doing something new, you're birthing something new. It could be the birth of a new love or a birth of a new phase in your relationship. Because if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, you know, you go through different cycles where you fall in love and then you fall out of love and then you fall back in love. It could be that kind of situation too. And then maybe some of you, like I may experience pregnancy, or that could be something that you may be discussing. You may be discussing having those types of conversations because your relationship is entering a new phase where you're starting to want to build a foundation that you want to grow from, you know? Card flipped, the Magician. So some of you may have Gemini in your chart. You may be dealing with a Gemini, or you're just simply manifesting something with this person. It could be that some of you are trying to manifest a pregnancy. Just want to make sure, because some of my cards are in the reverse. And if they're like that, I like them in the upright. And if they come out reversed, then that's fine. But let me go through these really quickly to fix them. But the anger management card is concerning to me because, you know, maybe there may be something that may cause a reaction, or that could be a fear that, say, someone finds out that they're pregnant, or there's some sort of change happening in the relationship, that someone may not like it. Someone may overreact. But I want to clarify that card because naive, full energy, a new beginning, you know, starting from scratch, but maybe starting with experience, nurturing, that's planting seeds, building a firm foundation, something that stands the test of time, that requires a lot of patience and effort where needed. You know, sometimes you can set things and forget it and it works out on its own, but then some things need that tender, loving care. I don't know why I said that. Tender, loving care. All right, let me see. I'm still fixing my cards because some of them are in reverse. And like I said, I only read reversals if all my cards in the upright. And I want this reading to be as clear and concise as it can possibly be. So we had the Magician coming out. So some of you may be manifesting something with the person. Maybe you're finding like this, if this is a new person, maybe like the person on your mind isn't someone that you're in a relationship with. It could just simply be someone that you're interested in and that you're establishing a connection with them. Hi, Coach Unique. There's too many cards. But I want to know what this anger management is. I'm going to clarify the anger management. Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Talk about the anger management. See, when I saw the Two of Cups, it's still at the bottom of the deck. It's face to face, having a conversation. The person on your mind, you and them may have a heated conversation. You know, it doesn't have to be like you're angry or anything, even though it shows up. But if you look at the imagery, it's two people face to face and they look like they're having a heated discussion, you know, and right here, face to face. Okay, what came to my mind is like, you know, sometimes when you've been talking to somebody, maybe you've been, you know, spending time with them, kissing, cuddling, you know, stuff like that. And then just like you get into this point where there's, you know, feelings and you want to like establish some sort of understanding, like what are we? What are we doing? It could be that kind of conversation, you know, but it's more an emotional one. because anger is an emotion, right? So it could be you having an emotional conversation about your relationship, because we saw the Two of Cups at the bottom. And it's just like, maybe it's like you're going to be having a heart to heart. It may get a little bit heated if certain things are not said properly and somebody gets a little sensitive, which happens, especially when you're trying to be vulnerable, you know? Okay, but I want to know what the anger management is. Tell me about the anger management. Okay, we got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups has to do with delusions, confusion, dreams. Hopefully some of you didn't have a dream and you're like, why did you talk to that lady or Susan? Why were you talking to Susan in my dream? You know, how come they say that? You know, how come they say that when women, we have dreams and then we confront our partners about the dream? Like, why do we get upset over a dream? But I know why we do, because sometimes they're premonitions, you know? Maybe somebody had a dream and they did not like what they saw. But there could be some confusion or about the connection itself, what kind of connection you have with the person on your mind. You know, sometimes you're not on the same page, and that you have to have that open conversation so that it kind of clears the air and you both know where you stand in each other's life, you know, like you know what your role is in each other's life. Okay, then we have the Seven of Wands. We have 7-7 showing up. So 77 may be significant. Your birthday may be on the 7th. You may have been on July 7th. It could be 1977. You could be seeing the number 77. Okay. Three of Pentacles working together. Yeah, I feel like somebody's going to be guarded because, you know, with the Seven of Cups, it's usually about confusion. And when you're feeling confused, the best thing to do is have a conversation so that there's clarity. There can be understanding, you know, regardless of how heated the conversation may become. You know, it may not even become heated. It may, depending. But with the Seven of Wands is someone wants that clarity because they don't know if they should look, 7 people and 7 likes, 77. That's crazy. 7 people here with 7 likes, 77. And we have the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands. Now it turns to 87. But still, I saw 77. Okay? Let me know if you saw 77. If you saw 7 people with 7 likes, let me know. Yeah, somebody wants to know if they have to keep their guard up in this connection. You know, do they need to keep their guard up and if they should continue working on the situation, like working, collaborating, getting it together, talking, sharing, you know, putting in the work in this connection. Is it worth it, or should somebody put their guards up? You know, and you know, when they're, like I said, if there's a confusion, the best thing to do is to have conversations so that you can clear any confusion. And, you know, you could see from each other's perspective, you could share your fears, your concerns about the relationship, and then you could determine if this is something that you want to continue working on, or if this is something that you should walk away from, you know? There is desire, there is attraction, but not all relationships can survive on that, because eventually looks fade, you know? So that's for anger management. Okay. But somebody is manifesting something. I keep thinking somebody may want to get pregnant. Like, it depends. This will not resonate with everybody because everybody's situation is different. Some of us, we can't get pregnant. Some of us can, you know? Or we can get somebody pregnant or not, you know, however it may relate. But I feel like some people may be manifesting that for themselves. Okay. So I want to know, let's clarify the rabbit card, because it says pregnancy and fears. Like I mentioned, year of the rabbit. Some of you may have been born a year of the rabbit, the person you're dealing with, the year of the rabbit. I mentioned the years before. I'll repeat them again. 2023, 2011, 1999, 1987, and I did see 8 people and 7 likes, and 1975. So those numbers may be significant. Or years. Okay, tell me about pregnancy, rabbit. Okay, Page of Wands. So that's communication, but that's good news. But then see, oh, that is so cool, Star. 77, and it's 77 again. 7 people, 7 likes. I love that. 7 is a spiritual number. So this is funny. We got the Page of Wands with the 5 of Wands. And we did have heated conversations. So, you know, rabbits aren't only about fertility, you know. It does fears because it has to do with fears too, because, you know, rabbits can be skittish animals. So maybe someone's skittish, someone's feeling skittish about the connection, you know, needs a lot more clarity before they make a decision about whether if they, you know, continue working on the connection or should they continue to keep their guard up, you know. But it seems like there's good news coming in with the Page of Wands, some good it's communication, positive communication. But the thing is, with the 5 of Wands, that's indicating that, yeah, the anger management card. It's conflict. It's competition. It could be mental conflict about what type of action to take, what steps to take, you know. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles showing up. And I talked about, you know, holding up boundaries. 4 of Pentacles is about holding back, not really giving in, you know, because you feel safe and secure where you are, but you're not willing to take a risk. You don't want to take the risk that you end up in the 5 of Pentacles. And, you know, sometimes that can happen and you can be there for a short period of time, but depending on the risk you're taking with the naive card, you could be at a 5 of Pentacles for a significant amount of time. And it could be a very brief moment too, because, you know, sometimes our egos take a hit, and depending on our self-esteem or how secure we are, then, you know, we could bounce back from that. If not, like if this is somebody that you're kind of invested in or you're wanting to nurture, then you could stay in the 5 of Pentacles for longer than you would care to. But that has to do with how much emotional connection you have with this person. Okay. Tell me more about Page of Wands with the 5 of Wands with the rabbit. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I just saw something. Year of the Tiger may be significant too. Like 2 of Pentacles. This is about making the decision, you know, weighing the pros and cons, what action to take. It could be what direction to move towards. You see the ship there? Oh, this is like some sort of ending. But we did have the cycles and change card with the moon card. And you know, the moon is waning now, so eventually it's going to be a new moon. And then a new cycle starts. So that's indicating that there's going to be some sort of ending. But with the naive and the moon card is indicating it's going to allow, maybe there's like a phase that's ending. That's going to allow something to go into a new phase. So you're going to be starting off on a new phase. You know what's so weird about relationships? It's like when you are entering a new phase in your relationship, it feels so weird. Like, I feel like it's weird. Like for me, I could sense it. It's just like energetically, it just feels weird because I would say it's unfamiliar, you know? Like if you've already established something with somebody, you already know, you're familiar with that territory. But then when you both decide to go into new territory, it can be a little scary, like with the rabbit fears. It could be scary, but it's going to require like endurance, you know, like to push past that, the discomfort and unfamiliarity that you are in a new relation or the new phase in a relationship, or it could be in a new relationship because like it could be the person in your mind, you haven't really established a relationship with them. So, okay, so we clarified that. Conflicted about what? But I want to know the moon. Tell me more about the moon. Let me shuffle this. I don't know, Year of the Tiger. Someone may have a tiger tattoo. Tiger plushie. Made like tiger print. Ay, the moon. Okay, that is freaky. Look at this. I'm clarifying the moon. The moon. And the moon came out. The moon clarified the moon. That is crazy. Wow. I love my cards do that. It just makes me feel so confident. You know, Seven of Swords is indicating like someone has been dishonest, deceptive, sneaky. But it could be someone's moving away from conflict, you know, because this person has Five Swords in their hands. And the Five of Swords usually is about having mental conflict. It could be maybe an argument and a disagreement. And, you know, walking away from that. But then the Two Swords is indicating like having to take a break to block certain things out so that you can reflect, take time. Because if you think about the Two of Swords card, the figure is usually with their eyes blindfolded, and then they have the swords crossing them. And it's like they blocking out anything that can influence whatever decision they may be having to make. It's like you have to go within. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your heart, you know, and you may be even employing logic when it comes to the situation or the person you're dealing with, the person on your mind. But it's like someone is seeing there's a change going on. And it may be stirring up emotions within this person. I want to know more about the moon and the Seven of Swords. That card flipped. Five of Pentacles. See, remember I was talking about the Five of Pentacles and the Emperor came out. Why does this card want to slide out? Oh, the World. That has to do with an ending. Like, and then we talked about cycles, change, cycles ending. We saw the Ten of Swords. That's the end of something, so that there's a new phase. But the Five of Pentacles with the Emperor and the World, it's like, maybe, like I mentioned, like someone not holding back because they don't want to take a risk, you know, and you could end up in a Five of Pentacles. Depending on how deep your emotions are for a person, it could be like, I don't really care. Like if this person don't want to deal with me, then it's no skin off my back. But then if it's like, oh my God, you know, like I really love this person. I really care about them. I feel emotional connection, bond with them. And it's going to be very difficult to part from them, you know, that kind of thing. But it's like with the Five of Pentacles showing up with the Emperor and it's like trying to boss up and know that you have control, you know, even if you take a risk and it doesn't turn out in your favor, with whatever is going on in this situation, that could be an unexpected blessing. And it could be pregnancy. I'm just a case. If you don't know, you could like scroll back and see what I'm talking about. But it's like you're deciding like, okay, if I take this risk, regardless of what happens, you're good. You're good. And whatever change happens because of you taking that risk and possibly being at a deficit, probably feeling like you may be abandoned, or that things may end. It's like, you know, that just as long as you did what was right for you, you make a decision that is right for you, that you're going to be okay and that you still have control. You know, just because you were vulnerable for a moment and you shared something or you took a risk and, you know, it didn't pan out, but that's the risk. You don't really know if it's going to pan out, but you have to, in order to know that, you'll find out. And it could be the end where you either like, I took the risk, now I got to see how the chips fall. And either way, I'm still a boss, regardless of your gender, you know, with the Emperor card, you know, you're still in control. And it's going to be in a way freeing, because if it turns out in your favor, I'm wondering if I see the Wheel of Fortune card come out. If it turns out in your favor, it's going to be like, wow, going to have this weight off your shoulder, you know, that fear that you were experiencing is going to be unfounded. And then you could just like relax, you could breathe. Or you could like know what it is, and then you can move on and start off a new cycle, go on to what is meant for you. You know, so it's depending on what kind of changes you may be experiencing with the person that you're with. Eight of Pentacles, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, with the Queen of Wands. Wait. The Temperance. That's fire, a lot of fire sign energy. With the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom, it's like someone's very much focused on work, focused on something, perfecting their craft, But the King of Wands, Leo energy with the Nine of Wands, it's like probably this is something you or this person have experienced in the past, but it's about remaining grounded and centered with the Temperance card showing, you know, and also maintaining your confidence, regardless if you're a feminine or masculine energy, you know, because whatever it is, it's like it's going to bring a new beginning with or without the person you're dealing with. And it's depending on the situation. Like if you're trying to establish a connection with them where you can build and nurture and grow together, or you find out that this isn't the connection for you, or you may be possibly having a family with this person, or it could be somebody you may be having a family with. But regardless of what happens, it's a matter of you remaining confident. I know I posted something that said, you know, sometimes you win when you take a risk, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but hopefully you learned. You know, every experience is a learning experience that teaches us about ourselves. Okay. Well, since that card was at the bottom of the deck and we have like the Queen and King of Wands showing up with the Nine of Wands and the Temperance. Temperance is, you know, we have fire sign energy with the Queen and King of Wands. We have the World card, that's fixed sign energy. Leo, Leo, Scorpio. I see Taurus and Aquarius. The Emperor is Aries. Then we have the Moon, that's Cancer for me as a reader, or Pisces. We have the Magician for Gemini. And I'm going by, then yeah, fire sign energy with the Page of Wands. Yeah, so there's a lot of fire and a lot of fixed energy. So there could be Leo may be significant in some way. I have a Leo moon, so I'm just sharing that, you know. But with the King and Queen of Wands coming out and the Desire and Attraction card being at the bottom of the Coffee Cup Oracle, this is someone that you and them are like equally attracted to each other. Like you match each other with attraction. But someone does have their guard up because they've experienced a lot of hardships in the past and possibly with love. And the risk of putting down their boundaries, because we saw the Seven of Wands, is because maybe they're at this place where they feel stable and secure and they're not willing to risk experiencing instability again because they somehow were able to find their footing. And, you know, that may be where someone is keeping up their boundaries and wanting to protect themselves, because maybe the idea of having to start over again is stressful, and which makes sense, you know, because it's not easy always starting over, especially when, you know, such as, unfortunately, this is the way we are as humans. When we've been a part of something for a significant amount of time, it starts to become a comfort zone. And the idea of something changing or being different is stressful, because when it's different or it's changed, sometimes it's the unknown, which is kind of like the Moon card. The Moon card is the unknown. What you don't see. It's something you could possibly sense, but sometimes some of us, we like seeing means believing. Like we have to see it, you know, and that's not how manifestation works. You got to believe it, you know. So maybe there's an idea that some of you need to change your mind shift about the situation, regardless of how it turns out for you. But with the unexpected blessing of feminine energy coming out, you know, it seems like it could be something positive. You know, it's interesting. I see the Hater card too, but then I see celebration underneath and friends. So this could be somebody that you are friends with, you know, and that you spend time with, possibly have gone out for drinks, just broke bread with them. You spend significant, and then just like you're bridging whatever emotional gap there could be, you know, you're connecting. But there definitely has been heartbreak in the past for someone. But with the Hater card showing up, the Hater card, if you really look at it too, it's a shadow. And some of us who do shadow work, we know, we are aware of those thoughts, the self-limiting thoughts and beliefs that sabotage us, you know, with the Seven of Swords, you know. So you can't manifest with a negative mindset, you know, especially if you want a relationship with the specific person. But sometimes we could be our own haters, but there may be an external energy that may be influencing or trying to interfere with your connection. But at the heart of this, it seems like it's between two people. There's nothing outside that is an interfering factor other than whatever's going on in each of your minds and hearts, trying to make a decision, like what's the best direction to go, could this work out? Can I have a relationship with this person? Are they understanding how I feel? Do they feel the same way? That type of thing, So let's just say if this is like a no contact situation, I have the Message of Love Oracle deck, and we can see what this could possibly be. If they have anything to say, maybe messages that you may want to say to them, they want to say to you. Take it as it resonates. It may not resonate with everybody. Ooh, somebody's unsatisfied. I wasn't happy with the way things were going. I wasn't happy the way things were going. So it's unsatisfied. Showing up. That could be why there is a heated discussion between you and the person that's on your mind. Space. I need more time to think. We did see, I did mention like, sometimes when there is conflict, you have to take a break. You have, like I said, you're walking away from conflict, but you need time to like reflect with the Two of Swords. I mentioned that with the Seven of Swords, with the two swords that were on the ground. I did mention that. You're going to have to scroll back. And then what else? Time and space brings perspective. It allows you to think clearly and not be distracted by external factors or influencing factors. I failed to give you what you needed. So someone may be feeling neglected. And maybe that's why there is space there. Yeah, there definitely is. Somebody is maybe that they feel like not enough time and attention is being given to them, where they're feeling unsatisfied and neglected, like their needs aren't being met. And this could be a realization too, for either one of you, however it resonates. Guilty, I feel pain from the damage I've caused. So, maybe there was something that was said or done that this person regrets and has a better understanding of. It could also be that they're unsatisfied with the way they may have acted or how they were in a connection that caused there to be a break or space. And there's no contact. If it resonates, damage. We are both hurting from this. So there could have been a significant discussion that you and this person had that caused some sort of disruption in your connection. Anything else? One more card, please. One more card, please. That didn't want to come out. One more. One more. Is that a question or not? Because, girl, I have a job. I'm on my break right now. Overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. Yes. Mend, I want to fix our connection. Yeah. So that may resonate with you. So this is like the no contact portion. So I think that's it for this reading. I hope it was helpful to you in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Tan, and this is Artemis Oracle, and I'm wishing you a good one ahead. Bye.